When Vaughn, the first Earthman ever appointed the protector of the universe, bonded to the energy-transforming quantum bands that were both weapons and symbols of his station, he fought an ongoing battle to defend all life in the universe from cosmic evil as Quasar.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Quantum Zone, episode 6. Can you believe it? It's already episode 6. I am Phil. Will is here.
Hey, everyone.
And Matt's having some technical issues. He's hoping to jump in any time now. So before we get to Avengers 303, I guess I would just update everyone. I got my Marvel Comics Presents 29, so we're next week.
Awesome.
So read along with us next week. Marvel Comics Presents 29 with the wraparound cover, like a lot of them had.
Yeah.
But yeah, like we were talking offline, it's like it was weird. It's so hard to find it. I couldn't find it anywhere, near me. Even like I think I looked at like Midtown Comics in New York, and what was it, like Mile High Comics? Like there was a couple online stores I bought from before. None of them had it. I had to go for the Amazon.
Yeah, it's one of those. There's a lot of issues that monetarily they're not worth a lot, so people just don't stock them. But they're the ones. They're a lot of the ones that I look for too. Like, hey, I want to find this issue, and well, they've got the one that's worth all the money if there is one of that series, and they don't have anything else,
It just, I don't know. I think there's more Quasar fans out there than we realize because, like, I don't know. I always felt like I was like a lone voice shouting in the wilderness. But, like, I think years ago, like, I ran across your Quantum Zone website. So so I'm like, oh, there's at least one other person out there. But no, I mean, we've been getting some like feedback, and well, not even like a lot of feedback, but I've been putting up some of the old blogs, and people have been liking it and stuff. And
that's awesome.
Yeah,
Very
just
cool.
like pictures and stuff. People have been liking it. So I mean, there's more Quasar fans out there than I originally thought, which is good.
Yeah, it's great. How about an omnibus Marvel? Pretty please.
Yeah. collect all the issues. I mean, they only did that one trade, right?
Yeah, they've done the first 8 issues. So do an omnibus, do the first 30 in the first omnibus, the second 30 in the second omnibus.
Mm-hmm.
Throw in the Marvel Comics Presents 29 and the Avengers annual story, and boom, there you go.
Like we were saying before, we need merchandise,
Yeah.
More action figures besides that one. Give us shirts, give us whatever.
Yeah. Give us toy quantum bands. Come on.
Exactly. You got an Infinity Gauntlet, man. You can get some light up quantum bands.
I am not embarrassed to say that I would wear the crap out of those.
Yes, I would. I would too. Yes. Oh. The bands are tingling.
Yeah, that's right. With my the 6 different Green Lantern rings from Blackest Night, put some of those on, the quantum bands. That would be left hand, and then put the Infinity Gauntlet on. You could just totally geek out, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh, they make the Iron Man helmets.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Get Cap Shield, there you go.
Come on, Marvel, you're missing a money making opportunity here.
It looks like Matt joined, but I'm not able to hear him at this point.
Yeah, it's the picture again. Matt, are you there? Come in.
Can you hear me now? Sorry.
Pulling from space or something. Matt. He's gone again.
Like yep.
Yeah, the stores we were getting before, I think that's usually like an internet problem. I wonder if his having trouble with his signal or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so if everyone's reading along, Marvel Comics Presents 29.
Next week.
Only an 8. And next week it's only an 8-page story, so maybe we'll get into the characters like Jennifer Kale, Quagmire, and character, probably the dirtiest sounding name, Man-Thing.
Yeah. Yeah, Peter David did that joke in Captain Marvel, I think, didn't he?
Maybe. That's another series. Like, well, if we run out of Quasar stuff, I wouldn't mind like doing some of the Peter David Captain Marvel stuff, or even like the original Captain Marvel. Matt,
Oh my goodness!
there he is.
Hey, there he is.
I was stuck in Uranus.
Whoa. Well, we just jumped on. We started BSing, saying we need
Cool.
the world needs way more Quasar merchandise.
Absolutely.
I agree.
I got my Marvel Comics Presents 29 finally.
Awesome. I was at the store and I thought about picking up a copy for you, but I had hoped that the Amazon delivery person in Connecticut would have rushed it to you.
Well, I went through it. I went to a second source and got it, and I said I wish I would have found it around here because I think I paid more in shipping than I actually did for the issue.
Yeah. So Quasar merchandise, I've looked it up, and Amazon is usually a good source for bootleg stuff, even. And I found it. I think it's a lot of T-shirts that you are made to order, but I think I didn't buy one, but you could get like the logo kind of. But I wish they had all three logos. I mean, I know you wouldn't get like a shirt that had a mask with the hair left out for the second costume. But you could get the action figure on Amazon for a pretty decent price.
Yep.
And
we need more figures.
That's it.
Yeah, we need more figures with like those earlier costumes because the one I saw was like the current, the newer costume, which I don't care for. But no, Will had the best idea. Like they have the Infinity Gauntlet now. It gets us like light up quantum bands.
Oh yeah, one of the toys that when the boys were much younger. Do you remember Ben 10?
Yeah,
the Omnitrix. That was the coolest thing. You could. It was just awesome.
Yeah, my son has one of them. Yeah.
We'll have to brainstorm something.
Yes. Marvel, contact us.
Yeah.
We'll write some. We'll write some comics. We'll give you some merchandising ideas.
That's right. Totally.
Whatever you're paying somebody right now, we'll do it for cheaper. Come on.
Yeah.
All right. So should we jump into the issue? Avengers 303.
Sounds good to me.
Part 3, the conclusion of the Supernova saga.
Yes.
And it picks up where we left off last issue with Hawkeye in the grip of death, Lord of the Supernova.
Yep.
Doing a bad job of talking his way out of it.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Basically yelling at Supernova, all right, big guy, I don't have answers. If you want to waste me, I don't care. I've got friends. And if you do me, and you'll bet there'll be egg. And then he shouts the title of the book, Reckoning. And then he's
he's trying to buy time, but he has no plan.
Yeah, he even says, I'm just bluffing for time. Then we get the credits. Let's think just like last issue, Ralph Macchio's script, Rich Buckler breakdowns, Tom Palmer finishes, Bill Oakley letterer, Christy Shealy, colorist, Mark Grunwald, editor, plot, and Tom DeFalco, editor-in-chief.
This whole 3-part Supernova thing, it almost feels like a fill-in issue, except it's 3 parts,
Yeah. I wonder if the whole thing with Reed and Sue on the team was just like a big fill-in thing until like, I don't know, they put the team back together or...
Yeah, it was very... I even thought it at the time that it was very, very weird. Wait. Plus you had the Thing out on the West Coast for a while, so the only member of the Fantastic Four who's not been an Avenger would be the Human Torch, right?
He's kind of an Avengers member right now. So yeah, now they got everybody. But yeah, back then, the Torch was the only one who was an Avengers member. So yeah, Supernova's like, I should give you one more chance. Tell me what I wish to know, Earthman.
And then he's pretty understanding for a giant that is about to demolish a city and then a planet because he's looking for Nebula.
Well, and he's basically given like a recap of the last 2 issues. My home world was destroyed by the she-pirate Nebula. She fled to Earth and was a member of the Avengers. I am the sole survivor of Xandar, Supernova, and I have come here to seeking her in the name of vengeance. You are the self-proclaimed leader of this group. You will reveal her whereabouts now, or I will crush you, as I've said 20 times already. In this puny world as well.
And, apparently on Xandar, they don't have irony, because he's gonna go after her for destroying a world, and that's what he's gonna do here. Whatever.
I also like it's maybe a subtle, unintentional thing, but he's basically spelling it out with Hawkeye in his left hand. In his right hand, he's pulling up some more train tracks. So maybe he's going to spell out another message like he did in the previous issue.
Good point.
Do you not make fun of my origami? So, of course, the rest of the West Coast Avengers are like, oh, Tiger's like, I want that creature's blood. He's big, but if I can get to his throat, then...
Yeah, she was going through some weird things in West Coast Avengers at the time.
Yeah, going more like beast-like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Getting feral.
And Hank Pym, no code name. So, he says, don't make any sudden moves or he'll squeeze Hawkeye like a grape. I wonder if he said that because Hawkeye's wearing purple or just...
That's a good point.
And then Klopp's the course on the ground. I don't know what they think. Still, just like last episode, I said, I don't know what they think they're going to do, but they're like, we're going to hit him with everything we've got. And then, he's like holding a shotgun. I'm like, that's going to work. Okay. Wonder Man hit punched this guy square in the face. Didn't do nothing. But yeah, my shotgun's going to do
totally take him out. Yeah.
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 It's like those old bad guys who tried to take out Superman, they shoot him with the gun, the bullet did nothing, so they just like whip the gun at him because that's gonna work.
He's invincible against bullets, but not against barrels.
That's right. Maybe it's traveling too fast. If I throw it, it'll be slower. That'll hurt him.
Exactly. Then Hank Pym's he's like, whoa, hold on, just a second, officer. There's a man up there, an Avenger. Don't do any shooting. And then of course Supernova I think has finally figured it out after many summaries and messages. He's like, it's my impression, Earthman, that you know nothing. You've led me on to buy time.
Not the brightest Nova of the bunch, right?
To think that such a primitive world filled with fools like you survives and that Xandor is dead. So he opens his hand. Good thing Supernova opens his hand. Good thing he does, because Hawkeye's giving him the whole speech. He's like, sure you want Nebula, but you're so whizzed with this world of inferiors that you'll use Nebula as an excuse, to take out your pain and frustration on Earth, right? Isn't that? And then Hawkeye disappears, and they're like, Hank Pym's like, oh my god, he disintegrated him.
Hawkeye's dead. And
yes.
Then turn the page, and what happens?
So did he try to? I wonder if he did try to do that, or if he just doesn't care why Hawkeye disappeared. Because he's like, no more lies. Bring me Nebula now. Blast a building. Because they kind of gloss over that. It's like, was that building empty, or did he just kill a bunch of people?
Yeah. I'm guessing it was evacuated when the situation began. They had the typical fire drills. Everyone abided by those back in the 80s.
True. Maybe they evacuated everybody when the giant alien was making messages out of train tracks and
his origami. Yeah,
yes!
Exactly. Maybe we should leave and go elsewhere.
You would think so, but then it says somewhere else, and Hawkeye's like, wait, what? What's happened to me? I seem to be floating, lightweight, light all around me. Am I dead? No, I can't be. Then he looks. Some kind of costume is pulling me around in some kind of energy envelope.
And that's kind of annoying because they get the color wrong.
I know, it's pink. What's up with that?
Yeah, I mean, and Grunwald's the editor. Why did he not catch that?
Yeah. Might have been a budgeting thing. Sometimes the ink is a little bit off, like Quasar's various headbands changes. And,
we got a bunch of pink ink. Can you guys use that for? Because there's even yellow sparkles in it. But yeah.
Yeah. And is that something that they got away from later? Because I remember, I think in the last issue or two, he had the yellow kind of future Quasar logos that traveled behind him, and then they kind of just becomes energy. But,
yeah, unless it's just artist choice or something,
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, could be.
So then, Hawkeye sees our boy Quasar, because remember whose podcast this is. He's like, he's taking me somewhere. I hope he's one of the good guys. And he's like, okay, fella, can the angel bit and get me down.
Yeah.
Quasar. Easy does it, Hawkeye. That's no way to talk to the man who saved your life. He says, and Quasar, because he even says, just as he was about to disintegrate you, I snatched you away in a nimbus of light. It's a power I have. And he says, who do I have to thank? My name is Quasar. I arrived here before you Avengers did and attempted to restrain Supernova. I failed and then worked on evacuating people instead when I saw your plight. So maybe Quasar evacuated the building.
Yeah. He was the first on scene, so maybe you see superheroes fly. They could have seen him flying through the air up in the high towers, and they thought, let's get out of here. Let's let this conflict ensue.
Yeah, this is Chicago after all. This is not New York, so superheroes are a lot rarer in Chicago.
And I think he said that's why he didn't show up as much as he did last issue, because he was evacuating people because he cares, unlike some people.
Yeah.
And then he asked him, he's like, what strategy were you employing there? Hawkeye. Oh, that special emergency Avengers emergency tactic 1108 for dealing with giant aliens.
Hawkeye does have an answer for everything. So,
he does. Yeah, he does.
Then he asks him for a lift back to the street, and then meanwhile Hank's like crying.
And also like that Quasar agrees to do it because he says, well, I have to go rescue more people anyway, so
yeah,
I can give you a lift. It's on the way.
I have to save some innocent people, unlike you, Hawkeye. Hank Pym's crying in the street. What happened? It's my fault. I should have saved them. And Tiger's just like, they're there, and she's like, oh, what it was. And then of course Hawkeye's like, save those tears, people. Flap the leader's back, and then they're like, oh, Hawkeye. And then so Quasar sets him down and takes back off. And then the Hank Pym gives Hawkeye a piece of his mind.
And then Quasar's office suite mates arrive.
The Fantastic three and four. I mean,
yeah.
Well, yeah, it's three because Crystal left at this point, so it's two things and a Human Torch.
Thing one and thing two. Sorry, I had to do that.
Ben and Sherry. So they did. So the things just jump out of the Fantastic car and just like dive at Supernova, who once again catches people in his hands.
Quick hands.
But this is at the point where Ben Grimm's like mutated further.
Oh yeah,
because he was exposed to more cosmic rays, so he's all spiky now. So I don't know how Supernova expects to be Well, guess he's kind of invulnerable.
Yeah, he's got thick purple gloves on too. So.
That's right.
Well, I mean, I think he has He has to have some kind of invulnerability because Wonder Man punched him and he's still
barely phased him. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So the thing's just threatening him. He's like, "Let go of my main squeeze, or you're gonna be eating your teeth for a week."
And the way that Ben Grimm looks in some of the panels, it's almost like his spikes are sort of like a pine cone. They're going up.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, because I think I don't know if there's an issue of Fantastic Four around this time. I don't know if someone called him like a pineapple or something. Nice. Then Supernova's just like amazed. He's like, amazing. You must be some form of mutated Homo sapiens. I was unaware of such species diversification among. And Ben Grimm's like, you're mutta.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's very offensive because, Supernova's mother, presumably just died like everyone else on his planet.
That's right. It's very insensitive. Very, very insensitive.
I was just waiting for Supernova to say, why did you say that name?
Oh, yeah. That's an awesome movie, isn't it? Sorry.
Let's not go there.
Let's not go there.
Worst part of that movie. So Supernova's like, again, I am mocked. First, must I further demonstrate? And he smashes the two things together and just drops them. And then I guess Johnny Storm puts the Fantastic car on autopilot and flame on. He says, I guess Bruce Force won't do it.
Just needs an inferno, yeah.
And Supernova's just like, another one. I I weary of this. So Johnny tries shooting him with some fire. And he says, I'd love to hit him with like a Nova Blast. Would a Nova Blast work on Supernova?
Well, he says a near Nova. He should if he tried a direct Nova, then maybe.
But he said, I'd end up incinerating most of Chicago.
Probably a bad idea. I mean,
yeah.
I like Chicago. It's nice, nice city. So
the things must hit the ground, but they're all right. Because Ben's asking, Sherry, you okay? And she's like, I don't have this body for nothing, dear.
Yeah, and also the uniform that Sherry is wearing is extremely. I don't know if you guys ever saw this line of clothing back in the 80s, but I think I bought a shirt by my mother because it was probably on sale. But like the Mick Kids, it was just like a
big M.
So what it looks like she's wearing.
I think there was like an issue Peter David wrote of the Grey Hulk where Grey Hulk's fighting her, and he even says he's like, oh, big talk from someone wearing the McDonald's arches on your chest. But as the things are picking themselves up, we get an
old school reunion from Project Pegasus.
That's right. He's like Benjamin J. Grimm, because
using the full name, he must be in trouble.
Well, I think he's asking. He's like, "Is that you? You look different."
Yeah.
Which one are you? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And he even says, he's like, "Oh, Quasar." He's like, "Son of a gun! We haven't seen you since we teamed up to bust some baddies at Project Pegasus." And listeners will get there. Like, how's it shaking? He's like, Ben, we don't really have time to talk right now. Let's get help your partner.
He was just checking in.
Yeah.
Hey, Quasar's a nice boy. He checks in, but he's like, hey, we got stuff to do. So Quasar goes up flies up to help the Human Torch. He's like, I better shield myself. I'm gonna get fried. And of course, Johnny Storm's like, I knew it could get your attention. And Quasar says, mind if I join you? And Johnny says, you again. And I'm going to get an editor's note, a cryptic reference that will make sense a few months from now. But on this podcast, we know, 2 episodes back, we got their team up.
Yep, Quasar number 3.
Yep. Which I guess came up before that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting because the storyline, Quasar episode 3, I mean, it happened before this, but it came out well after this.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Because this is May, and that the comic the date is
Hang on, I can find that real quick.
Damn, but I don't know if they did. I don't know if they did that on purpose or if there was shipping delays, unless they were just like teasing. Oh, look who you know more about this Quasar guy.
Yeah, maybe they didn't know when it was gonna start hitting the shelves. But yeah, I'm looking at the reading order for Quasar's appearances, and yeah, it happened right before issue 3 is listed as right before Avengers 302. This is 303.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 things, 11 different comics before Quasar number 4. So.
Well, yeah, because even for our list, because next week Marvel Comics presents 29, and then it's Avengers 305, 306, 307, 308, Avengers Annual 18, and then Quasar number 4.
Yeah. It looks like Quasar 3 was mid-November of 89. So that at least that's what it says on the cover. So
yeah, I just wonder if it was on purpose and they used this Avengers storyline to tease the Quasar thing. It's like, make sure you check out this book, because even when they name all the guest stars and stuff, featuring Quasar got first billing on there.
Yeah, that is cool.
Over Firelord, the Fantastic Four, and the West Coast Avengers.
Yeah, so that's interesting. So Quasar was November, and this is May. So it must have been a mistake if they said a few months from now. Maybe they thought it was going to come out, or.
Well, I mean, it was a few months, but what was it, like 6 months? Yeah, I guess a few could be 6, but.
Yeah, but it was November '89, but the Quasar came out in. Oh, okay, I guess. All right.
But so yeah, the torch and Quasar are blasting Supernova. Looks like to no effect, and that's when our East Coast Avengers show up
from the West Coast, because they landed there and still appropriated a West Coast Quinjet so they could get to Chicago.
Hey, we need our own editor's notes. See last podcast. See
Exactly.
last
Yeah.
Of course, Cap's like, before we make a move, I want to check with the West Coast team, find out why they're not doing anything. So he calls the other Quinjet and is talking to Hawkeye. He's like, what are you doing down there? And Hawkeye's like, well, welcome to the weenie roast. You know, how are we supposed to get with a torch blasting with Nova Blast? And he's like, plus the guy already downed Wonder Man and the Thing. And Torch and Quasar don't have any luck. So then Captain America's calling the military. And he says, you must evacuate the city. This giant is capable of nuclear level detonation. And of course,
we're not going to evacuate all of Chicago. Are you kidding?
Boy, plus he says it's, you know, I don't know if they'd have time anyway, even if they were going. Yeah. Well, so plus we're going to hold back. Let's see what your superheroes do. Because if you can't do anything, I don't know what I'm going to do besides nuke him. So, of course, Cap sends out his heavy hitters. Thor, Firelord, Gilgamesh, get out there and stop the Torch and Quasar from annoying Supernova.
Yeah.
Before he blows up the Chicago like he blew up his ship. Invisible Woman, try to use your powers to lower yourself to a vantage point and be prepared to bubble up Supernova. And she's like, I don't know, I'm still kind of weak from getting us back to Earth. And Reed's like, I'll go with you, Sue. And Cap's like, no, Reed, I need your help talking to the authorities. Which was kind of a thing that came up in this issue, but that's not. That was the other thing. It was like, were these fill-ins? Because we really didn't get to explore this further in later issues.
Yeah, the dynamic, because, you know, they're both team leaders, so
yeah.
But then you didn't really, you know, in Busiek and Perez's Avengers, you know, Hawkeye had led lots of teams, but you didn't, you know, he naturally just deferred to Cap, and there wasn't this. I mean, they're both professionals, so yeah.
Because like even like Reed's like, can't you handle that yourself, Cap? He's like, no, Reed, you're an Avenger now. I give the orders. Clear.
Because that sounds so Cap-like, you know?
Yeah. I know. That's like, I mean, I know there's a chain of command, but yeah, Cap just seemed way too angry in this.
Yes, indeed. Indeed.
And because even like Cap later, he's like, and for the record, Susan, if I didn't need you to perform a vital function, I would never have asked you in your condition. So she jumps out of the ship and kind of makes an invisible slide to go down. Yeah. All right. We lost Matt again. He'll jump.
Oh, okay.
He'll jump back on. But
all right.
But even Thor asks if she needs help, and she's like, no, you know.
And don't forget about the forgotten one.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot about him. But Thor said he'll drop him at a height which he can safely drop to Earth. Then Supernova gets personal. He's like, "What foolishness is this? Must I contend with more of you cretins?"
Nice. And I find it weird that Firelord would say, "Indeed, you must, Xandarian," because he's a Xandarian too. I mean, that didn't make a lot of sense to me.
Oh yeah, Firelord. Yeah, he is from Xandar. Yeah. Is he from Xandar? Yeah. So why does he call Supernova Xandar? That would be like me calling you guys, okay, Earthmen.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Okay, human. All right.
So, yeah, and then the Firelord tells the Torch, you know, don't antagonize him. Matt's back.
Yeah. Hey, Matt.
Oh, can't hear you.
Oh. Okay.
Are you in the vacuum of space? We cannot hear you at all. Technical issues.
Technical difficulties.
But yeah, so Firelord tells the Torch to back off, and the Torch is like, says who? Some half-baked imitation of me? So what, I'm trying to remember. So Torch isn't familiar with Firelord. He was a Herald of Galactus.
Yeah, I think that they would know. I think he would know because he's obviously encountered him when Xandar or when Firelord came as a Herald of Galactus. By this time they've already encountered Terrax the Tamer too. In John Byrne's Fantastic Four.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
Kind of weird. Can't hear you, Matt.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Oh yes.
Okay. Yes.
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 Okay.
Yes.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you, dear.
Thank you, honey. My computer is just weird, and my wife is from Israel, so I was getting all these. I'm using her computer, and I can't read Hebrew, so she had to come in and translate for me. Yeah. I'm back. I'm back from Xandar, and I was saying that I prefer the term Terran to humanoid.
Okay.
Like the Shi'ar would say in
Yes.
the Galactic Storm. Yeah, got it.
Oh, is that what you were doing? You were like, Terran, get in here.
Yeah, I was trying to get that.
My computer. Terran, woman, get in here.
Yes.
But yeah, we're just discussing why the Torch doesn't know Firelord. He should have, since he was a Herald of Galactus.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, and they've got similar skill sets. You'd think they'd be a convention they would have met at or something.
Oh, and there's even that great issue of Spider-Man. Where
oh yeah, when Spider-Man fights Firelord, yes,
takes him out. A Herald of Galactus, and the Avengers show up at the end to kind of collect Firelord at that point. That's like in the 250s, I think, wasn't it? Maybe of Avengers.
In the Avengers, yeah, I think so. Yeah, that story was weird. I was just reading something about that recently. The Spider-Man 2-parter.
Mm-hmm.
Like they weren't sure where they were going to put that. Originally, that was going to like maybe even go into Spider-Man Annual.
Oh wow.
That's why it was like a 2-parter, and it was like, yeah. But Captain America's landed, and with Reed because he because I get the orders, Reed.
He needs someone to argue with there's no Iron Man or Hawkeye around. I think.
Well, no, Hawkeye's standing right there while they're talking
right.
to the general. Yeah.
No, I mean we're
yeah.
When he's with Reed for the East Coast Adventures brief incarnation where Reed Richards and Sue Storm are there.
Mm-hmm. But Cap's telling the general, Supernova's looking for Nebula, who destroyed his homeworld. He believes she's on Earth. She was briefly, but she's lost in the time stream. And Reed's like, might work. Time stream, you say? He says, I'll have Dr. Richards give you a full explanation. What difference would it make if he explained this time stream stuff to the general?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's nothing they could do. So she's lost in the time stream. That's all you need to know. Done.
Exactly.
Maybe Reed Richards is leaving to go brief the Chicago police on the situation and involve someone else that can do absolutely no help.
Exactly. So like Reed, they just wanted to create conflict between Cap and Reed, but
yeah.
But so Reed takes off, and Hawkeye's like, "You're sure you're still in charge?" And now Cap's like throwing jabs at Hawkeye. He's like, "The #1 Avengers team, you bet."
So much shade and such a.
Well, Hawkeye is saying, sure you're still in charge, buddy, or hey, just how's that class on leadership lessons coming along? He is poking.
He's like, my guy. Hawkeye's like, my guys don't fly off half cocked. That's my job. Then Cap's like, what's he doing? I didn't authorize him to get involved in this battle. But he's not getting involved in the battle per se because he's like, I have to get Quasar's attention, so he makes his arm into a giant Q.
Which is kind of cool. I have to admit, that's goofy but cool.
Yeah. Well, there was no train tracks left for him to use.
Oh, that's right. You're absolutely right.
Because the Torch and Firelord are still arguing, and of course, as usual, Thor's boasting, "Your size means little to one who has felled the frost giants of Jotunheim."
Yeah, but I think that either of those, he's talking to Supernova, but I think either Firelord or Johnny Storm could take down some frost giants too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
It's cool. I don't know if they did this on purpose, but on on that page, it goes Richards and Quasar leaving the battle. Why? because Cap knows Quasar. You know, he first showed up in, you know, Captain America number 217, part of the Shield super agents. So
Yes.
they've known each other a long time, just like he's known Ben Grimm, you know, for a long time. He's really, really connected to a lot of, you know, the core people of the Marvel universe, which is really cool.
Oh yeah, because those were probably the big two names he knew back in the day was Cap and Ben Grimm. But yeah, there's an issue of Marvel Team Up where he meets Spider-Man. We'll get there. Yeah, but yeah, because Reed says because Quasar's like, "Are you trying to attract my attention, sir?" Such a nice boy. But he says, "I need
good manners.
I need transportation to FF headquarters in Manhattan." And Quasar's like, he's like, as you request, I'll just need to put you in an energy container and we're off. I was waiting for Quasar to say, did Cap authorize this?
Well, he hasn't joined the Avengers yet, so he doesn't, you know.
Just
actually, I wonder if he knows that Reed is in the Avengers at this point, you know?
That's true. The rest of the Fantastic Four is there. He might just think, the
FF is here, yeah.
Quasar just got to Earth. If he hasn't read through all those magazines yet, he might not know.
Yeah,
giant stack of magazines. That's right.
Yeah, he's really near the bottom. Yeah,
because he was busy moving into the office. I think I know my way back to FF headquarters. Okay,
That's where my office is. Oops, that's a spoiler.
Don't. I might have made some modifications to the closet, sir.
Yeah. Do you mind if I use your elevator?
Oh, now I could just. I mean, I think Quasar got them there pretty quick, but that would be to, like, time killing stuff till they got to that. So, by the way, on your lease,
yeah.
I wonder if he tries to pitch to Reed on the way. How about throwing me some of your clients you got on the top floor? Seem a little busy nowadays. So, yeah.
But then, meanwhile, at the battle, Supernova's. You think Thor was bragging? Supernova's bragging. Starts letting off. He's like, "Look at a supernova. Whose very fibers the part of the eternal stars themselves." So, the Human Torch and Fire Lord are trying to like catch some of the heat coming off them. And they're trying to. What are they trying to throw it back at him? Oh no,
they just have to go out into orbit and blow it off. It looks like, yeah.
Yeah, they both go up and in the atmosphere and let it all out.
Yeah, for once, Johnny Storm is conscientious of the environment around him. You know, nothing against blowing up his own headquarters. And,
I mean,
the angler, but you know,
he must have some kind of love for Chicago. Maybe he likes the pizza or something. You know?
Yeah. Could be a big closet Cubs fan. Maybe he's not into the Mets or the Yankees. So.
Oh, maybe, yeah. Maybe he's got a girl. Oh no, he was married.
How about this? I don't know if Chicago had a Major League Soccer team yet, but their present day team is the Chicago Fire. So
we'll just make that retroactive continuity at this point, right?
It's a Marvel universe. They could have had that first. Yeah. But yeah, Johnny gets lightheaded, so Fire Lord catches him and flies him back down. And now I guess they're cool with each other.
Yeah.
So back on the ground, the things are trying to pick up one of Supernova's feet, I guess, to trip him up. So Wonder Man finally shows back up because Ben's like, "Hey, one of my West Coast buddies."
Yeah.
So Wonder Man's trying to help them shove Supernova over, and then Thor comes down to help and actually helps them knock him over.
Yeah. Do you think that the Things and Wonder Man are acting as foot soldiers?
Bravo. I'm not worthy.
Oh man, I have sound effects. I'm gonna have to find a rim shot for all of us. So yeah, Thor like kind of nails Supernova like in the thigh, knocks him over. He hits the ground, and of course Thor does some more bragging.
Oh yeah.
And who says it? Is it Ben Grimm? Enough speeches, pal on him while he's shaking up. If you're gonna, oh yeah, because it has to be Ben, because he says, "Give him everything we got. It might be enough to keep the bum down." And then back in over Manhattan, Quasar and Reed would show up at Ford Freedoms Plaza. Well, Reed hasn't been there in a while. I'm surprised he's not looking for his keys or something. But
yeah. And they're in space, about to arrive in New York. Quasar is bringing them there, so technically they're between the moon and New York City.
Oh man, that is so. We need a groan sound effect. That was so groan worthy.
Yeah, I go from applause to being pelted with tomatoes. That's just how I operate.
Well, listeners, you know who's writing the jokes for this. But I'm surprised. Maybe they didn't think of it, but Quasar in issue 3 would have been cool if he would have been like, he should have said something here about about being familiar with the FF headquarters.
Yeah, sorry about your elevator, or something like that.
Because this came out before, but the story takes place after. It should have been. We should have been like, where'd that hole come from? Because he goes looking, Reed looking for a piece of equipment. That's what they should have had, the vault door with the hole in it. And Reed should have been like, where did this hole come from? And Quasar could have been like, well, I told you.
Yeah, whistling. What? I'm sorry. Did you say something?
I knew you were going to come here, so I took the opportunity to open it up, make it easier to find.
Yeah.
The Human Torch has been experimenting with some bad stuff, sir. So they don't say what Reed's grabbing, but he's grabbing a crate and needs an oversized adapter. Maybe because it's an oversized foe. Hey, Matt, you're not. So Reed's like, I hope they've managed to stave off Supernova's attack. Do any of them realize the incalculable forces they're dealing with? And I don't know, Will, have they ever said what Quasar's top speed is? Because he says, hold tight, we'll be in Chicago in minutes.
Well, yeah, in atmosphere.
Yeah, it's slowed down a little bit.
Yeah, it's slowed down, but I mean, it's definitely supersonic. I think in one of the issues coming up that we'll do, he's chasing the offspring of the Submariner and Marina.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Doing super fast underwater, and he's able to keep up, but he can't really cut loose.
Well, even in that Captain America issue we did, I think when he was towing Cap along, he's like, just tell me if you can't breathe back there. So,
yeah, good point. Yeah.
So back in Chicago, Johnny meets up with his sister, and Pym and Tigra are there.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone else is trying to hold Supernova down. And he said,
making a comeback, yeah.
I guess he's recharged. Because even Miss Marvel says his body's starting to get hot. What do we do? Ben says, let me get back on the ground. We'll get him again. See, look, page 29. Firelord says, at least this time, he says, cease your aggression, my Xandarian brother.
So no more talk, death.
maybe they forgot the brother in that previous page.
Yeah, maybe.
And then Wonder Man says, Cap, you're the big gun here. I mean, I guess strategy wise, but not power level.
Yeah.
He's kind of out of his league.
And Cap's big plan is just hit him again and again.
Yeah.
Wow, that's kind of an obvious strategy. I mean, I was expecting a little bit more from.
Yeah, I mean, like you were saying, Will, Cap seems kind of off in this issue. I mean, between getting mad at half these people and just what's your big strategy? Let's hit him again. Especially in the Grunwald era, Cap,
Yeah, this is, again, Cap is his character and Quasar is his character that he's writing, and they seem to be getting kind of short shrift in this book anyway.
I mean, unless Grunwald was just sitting back and letting Macho and everyone do what they want. He's like, as long as Captain America doesn't have a mustache, we have to digitally.
Yeah. I mean, Grunwald, he just did he's just credited for the plot in this one.
Yeah,
being the editor, so maybe he's taking a little bit of a backseat, but
he's busy writing those first couple Quasar issues.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go with that.
I like that. In a few months, so we've got to get it out. So Quasar and Reed get him back. He says, as you asked, Dr. Richards, I'll swing you right in front of him. Because Reed's thinking he's enraged. Off the reason with him. It all depends on this. He must be made to see. He must. Supernova, this is Reed Richards. I have been known to your home world. I have met those in the Nova Corps, know them to be honorable men. You are of them. Listen to me. Nebula is outside this time stream. She is not on Earth, but she can be sought with this time machine I brought from New York. And he says, yes, it belonged to our greatest enemy. And the note, Dr. Doom.
Mm-hmm.
But we possess it now. It will allow you to slip into the time stream to seek Nebula. And Supernova's like, how do I know I am not deceived? Reed's like, you have my word. Reed Richards, you are known, you have heard, you are a man of your word.
Well, and I think kind of because Reed is, I don't know if he's universally known, but he's known a lot because of the Trial of Galactus, the John Byrne epic in Fantastic Four, where they put him on trial for saving Galactus's life.
And I think, wasn't there a story with at least the Richard Rider Nova?
Oh yeah, they actually helped the Xandarians fight against.
Was it the Sphinx?
Maybe it was the Sphinx. Yeah, maybe. I can't remember for sure.
Galactus might have been in there too, or something. But yeah, so I thought I remembered they had contact with Xandarians. So Reed activates the time platform, which with the adapter made it bigger. So, so he basically throws Supernova into the time stream in a case of it's someone else's problem now.
Yeah.
Because he says, Reed's like, I wonder if we'll ever know if he ever finds Nebula.
Yeah, he's like, I mean, he's probably wondering, where is he ending up in another time screen? Is it an alternate Chicago? They're just gonna have another Supernova show up angry.
Because does anyone remember? Did we see this guy again ever?
I think we had to.
They always come back.
Yeah. During the Richard Rider, one of the Nova series, I think maybe the one before the Eric Larson version, maybe.
Okay.
I can't remember. It's been quite a few. It's like
okay, yeah. I think I remember that. Yeah. There was didn't he have a book in the mid-90s?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You might be right.
While New Warriors was going on too, I think.
Yeah. Because I think they crossed over at a certain point. Yeah. That's another thing. We were talking about the Peter David's Captain Marvel. If we ever run out of Quasar stuff, I wouldn't mind doing the Captain Marvel stuff. We could do Nova, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
So yeah, Reed Richards saves the day by again making it someone else's problem.
Yeah. Awesome.
but I wonder because they even retconned it that was oh no, it was Nebula who destroyed Xandar, but it wasn't Nebula who was on that Avengers team.
Yeah, it was some other. Yeah, I can't remember.
So I looked it up on Wikipedia, and Supernova later returns in New Warriors Volume 1. I'm not sure which issue, and Nova Volume 4, whenever that is. I just picked up New Warriors Volume, the first issue. I haven't read it yet, but because I know that Quasar makes an appearance in it, and it technically happens before the next Quasar issue. So I know that's not on the reading list, but I was at a pretty cool comic shop, and so I just picked up a bunch of different stuff the other day.
Unless we just make a brief mention of it next episode when we do the Marvel Comics Presents, because like I said, we're probably just going to do the Quasar story out of there.
Yeah, for sure.
8 pages, so.
Yeah.
But
and maybe we could do a little compilation episode when there's just some short appearances,
Yeah.
Like you said last week, that the whatever appearance Quasar's elbow makes in a fantastic
or his headband, right?
So yeah, Reed Richards saves the day, and he said, is that Quasar asked him, where did you send them? He said, exactly where I said. It'll be a miracle if he finds her. Everyone's all happy. Except for Cap, stewing in the corner on that last panel.
He gets the last word, Bubble.
You saved the
Think of
world
it.
without clearing it with me. That's not how we play ball.
That's just so Cap-like.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why Reed and Sue weren't on the team anymore. Maybe Cap fired him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've read those issues, but yeah, I think it was kind of a mutual. Yeah, this is not going to work out.
Mm. And then soon after that, the Avengers roster expands anyway because you got Quasar officially joining the ranks in the annual Avengers Annual 18. You know.
Well, I think in 2 weeks, in 2 episodes, that'll be was it Avengers 305? That's when they put together like that new team with Quasar and everyone.
Yeah, it's weird because after Roger Stern left the Avengers, they kind of floundered, for like a year or more until they kind of got back because the big 300 came up and you got the Forgotten One, Thor, Mr. Fantastic, and Invisible Woman and Captain America.
Yeah, Cap was still in that black suit in Avengers 300 because it was like right before he came back in his own book. Yeah,
not exactly a divisible by 100 celebratory team. You know?
it was a weird time because like I think right before that 300 there was the Avengers Annual that year. It was part of the Evolutionary War, and Cap had to put together like a last minute team. It was like the Beast, the Grey Hulk, who else? Hercules, and like none of them like stuck around to join the team.
It looks like the next appearance per the Marvel Chronology Project is New Warriors number 40, 41, and 42, and then Nova, one of the volumes of Nova number 1. I'm not sure which one.
Okay. Yeah.
It also says see Nova Omega, I guess.
Yeah, I think it's like that mid '90s. They gave Nova his own series when he had like detail and stuff. Yeah. Because I mean, not to spoil anything, but I think that's kind of around the time when like the last issue of Quasar, because Nova makes brief appearance. Issue 60. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then they have Annihilation. I hated the fact that he was the sacrificial lamb for a low-powered Annihilus. Spoilers, but I love the buddy dynamic between him and Rich Rider. I mean, that's just it was awesome,
Yes.
And we even got more of that when he came back after quote unquote dying, in Nova's book and then in the Guardians of the Galaxy as well.
Yes. All right. So we have anything else this issue or this episode?
No, not really. I mean, overall, I liked the 3-part story. It was interesting. It involved both coasts of the Avengers and Fantastic Four, Quasar, a couple secondary characters, kind of Avengers you don't hear that much anymore. They weren't all involved in the fight big time, but it was kind of neat, and you had some humor in there. Big goofy Nova kind of announcing everything and.
I mean,
both unreasonable and reasonable in several different ways.
I mean, I don't mean to steal Will's joke, but like by the end of the issue, I mean, did they forget about Gilgamesh?
Nice.
I mean, you don't see him on that last page. It's like Thor drops him to the ground. Then after that, do you see him?
No.
He said he drops Gilgamesh to the ground on page 16, and then after that, I don't remember seeing him at all. Because he's not even helping Thor and Wonder Man and the Things like drop. Oh wait, there he is on page 25, like over Supernova's shoulder. But I mean, you really don't even see him throw a punch or anything.
I'm looking at 305, and he shows up in 305, and we get a pretty spectacular splash page in 305.
Oh.
The Avengers.
All the Avengers,
yeah.
Because like I used to have, they made up like a poster of that that spread page there.
Yep.
My theory is that Gilgamesh is giving his witness account to the Chicago Police Department so they can file a report.
Well, and so it can be remembered for the ages, like his epic poem. Okay.
The minute you said witness, they're going to say he was in witness protection or something. I don't want Captain America yelling at me also.
Yeah.
All right. So let's wrap this up. It was a good arc, good issue overall, except like we were saying, Cap, I don't know, seemed kind of out of character.
Yeah, I mean, the whole time he got there late. He's a little frazzled, didn't go so great in space. He's having personnel problems. He kind of took a back seat to the, he didn't really have that much to contribute to in the big fight. And that's really what this 3-issue storyline was. It was just a big action fight against the giant.
Hawkeye just razzing him, just like, hey, who has the real Avengers team? Your guy just like slapped some guys together, man. My guys have been around for a while. They listen to orders.
They were here first,
Mm-hmm. But
everyone has bad days, even Captain America. We'll just say
I
that.
guess.
Yeah.
But so yeah, everyone, read along with us. Send us your thoughts. Next week, Marvel Comics presents 29, and like we said, maybe we'll dip into New Warriors #1 a little bit. So mention that. But yeah, since it's only an 8-page story in Marvel Comics presents 29, Matt, I was telling Will maybe we'll get into some background of some of the characters in here, like Quagmire, Jennifer Kale, and the character with maybe the dirtiest sounding name, Man Thing.
Ever.
Yes.
Yeah, sure. I'm into it.
So everyone listening, Marvel Comics presents 29. I know I keep mentioning it, but I'm just happy to have it. And we will do like the page or two Quasar's on in New Warriors #1. But yeah, send us your thoughts. What do you think about this issue? Send us your thoughts on upcoming issues so we can read it while we're reviewing it. capesandlunatics@gmail.com. Follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/QuantumZonePod, @QuantumZonePod on Twitter. And the voicemail for everything Capes and Lunatics, 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-Capes. Phone home. All right. And Matt, where can people find you?
I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Matt Kona, MATTKONA. So yeah, get in touch, talk Quasar. I'll post some screenshots and things when the new episodes come out. I'm excited to share it with you. Yeah, leave an iTunes review. Tell me to listen to the on the Capes and Lunatics page. Tell me to listen to the Quantum Podcast.
Yeah, everybody feel free to share some Quasar stuff, because like I was telling Will, it seems like we've been getting good responses. I used to think I was one of the only Quasar fans, but I've been seeing more and more people saying, man, this is great. This is,
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, there's more of us out there. That's good.
Yes. We'll get some more merch. Marvel. All right, Will, where can people find you online?
You can find me at Wallred at Gmail. That's WALLRED. The word wall, the color red, at Gmail. Also willallred.com. Diaryofnight.com is my creator-owned comic that I publish. And on Facebook and Twitter, Twitter's at Wallred. If you can't find me, you're not looking that hard. So.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen, and thank you, everyone, for listening or watching this. This has been the Quantum Zone, episode 6 already. We're going good. I can't believe it's episode 6 already. This time flies when you're having fun.
That's right.
Or battling giants in the streets of Chicago.
And stewing about people not following orders.
Oh, that just makes the day seem longer, I guess. But yeah, what have we learned this week? Marvel, we need more Quasar merchandise. T-shirts.
Action figures. Quantum bands.
Action figures with the earlier costumes.
Yeah.
Yes, light up quantum bands. You're going to sell at least 3 pair.
Yes.
Multicolored headbands.
You need the logo on there or something. Yeah, you could probably just go out and buy a plain colored headband.
Yeah. Oh, you know what we gotta do? You can get customized fat heads. We'll get one of Eon and put it on the inside of our doors, when we open the closet. Boom, there it is.
Send us merchandising ideas, people. And remember, quantum zoners, keep it quantum.